Alright class, settle down, settle down. Today, we're diving into a story of epic proportions. A battle of wits, and a fight against a ridiculously hard exam paper. Our hero? That would be me, your humble teacher. And the villain? Well, let's just say it's a test. Designed by someone who clearly enjoys watching students squirm. It all started innocently enough. I received the exam paper, a hefty document, filled with questions that seemed to have been crafted by a team of super genius sadists. My first thought? This is going to be a long day. The questions weren't just difficult, they were devious. There were trick questions, questions that required you to know things we hadn't even covered in class, and questions that seemed to exist solely to test the limits of human sanity. I started by reading the paper, each question bringing a fresh wave of despair. It was like climbing Mount Everest in a blizzard. But I'm a teacher. We don't back down from a challenge. We stand tall, we gather our resources, and we fight. I decided to treat this exam paper like a puzzle. One by one, I tackled each question. I reviewed my notes, scoured the textbooks, and even consulted the internet. The internet, my secret weapon. Some questions required in-depth knowledge of complex concepts. I spent hours dissecting those, breaking them down into manageable pieces. I drew diagrams, made mind maps, and explained the concepts in my own words. It felt like I was explaining rocket science to a room of toddlers. Other questions required critical thinking. These were the trickiest of the lot. I had to read between the lines, interpret hidden meanings, and question everything I thought I knew. It was like trying to decipher a secret code written in invisible ink. Then there were the questions that seemed impossible. The ones that made you question your entire existence. The ones that made you want to throw the paper across the room. I took a deep breath, and I kept going. There were times when I wanted to give up. Times when I thought, this is it, I'm defeated. But then I remembered my students. I remembered their faces, their determination, and their willingness to learn. I knew I couldn't let them down. So I persevered. I studied late into the night. I sought out help from colleagues, friends, and family. I even called a few experts, who were, thankfully, willing to guide me. Finally, after days of struggle and intense preparation, I had an answer for every single question on that ridiculously hard exam paper. The feeling was amazing. It was a mixture of relief, pride, and utter exhaustion. When the day came to actually face the paper in person, I was ready. I walked into the exam room with my head held high, my arsenal of knowledge at my fingertips, and a steely determination in my eyes. I was ready for battle.